Hi there, welcome back to our channel. In today's tutorial, we are going to build a simple text-to-speech TTS application using just HTML, CSS and JavaScript.
Text-to-speech is an awesome feature that allows users to convert written text into spoken words. It can easily be done in just a few steps using the Web Speech API.
And it's widely used for accessibility purpose and voice-based interfaces. Here's our text-to-speech app in action. You can see the text box and we can add the text and we can click the speak button.
Make sure to like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandra K to watch more web development content.
And the app will read the text aloud using the browser's built-in speech synthesis feature. And here we have a option to select different voices and the app will read the text based on the selected voice.
Make sure to like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandra K to watch more web development content.
And below we can change the rate of the voice and then pitch of the voice too.
Make sure to like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandra K to watch more web development content.
This is a great feature that easy to implement and adds a lot of value to your user interactions. Don't miss out this super fun and practical project that uses the web speech API. And I upload unique project videos every week. Please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions. Now let's dive into the code. Let's open this project folder in my favorite code editor, Visual Studio Code. Let me know your favorite and why in our comment box below. Inside the directory, I have already created index.html, style.css and script.js. Inside the index.html, I have already added the HTML boilerplate with the help of exclamation mark. Along with that, I have changed the title to text to speech by Sharat Chandar. And below I have linked other two files style.css and script.js. Now inside the body just build the container to the TTS application. For that I'm going to create a div with class of TTS container with the help of Visual Studio Code embed abbreviation TTS and then container. If I hit enter it will automatically created the div tag with the class attribute with the value of TTS container. Inside that I need to add the h1 tag heading of text to speech converter. Next to this heading I need to add the text area to enter the text by the user with the help of text area and then ID of text input. So for that text area for ID we are going to use the hash and then ID value of text input. If I hit enter it will automatically created the text area with the ID attribute and then value of text input. I will remove the name. Instead of name I will add the placeholder to inform the user enter text here. Next to this text area I am going to add the controls with the help of another div. Inside this control we are going to add the select box first to add all that dynamic voice with the ID of voice select, and next to this select we are going to add the rate and pitch with the help of range selector. For that we are going to use the input type of range and then ID of range. If I hit enter it will create a input. I will remove the name. For the range we need to set the min and max for this current voice. For minimum of 0.5 and I can set the max of 2, and for the default value I will set the value of 1, and we need to increase the step with the value of 0.1 per each. For this range I need to add the label for this and then this label for the range, and will set the rate of this particular value, and then I will add the span tag with ID range with ID of rate value of 1. Whenever we increase or decrease This span tag of one value should be changed. The same as rate I need to add for pitch also. So instead of creating, I will copy and I will paste it below, and then I will modify this with rate to pitch, and then here the span tag of ID should be pitch value, and for this ID also pitch, and this label for this particular pitch. And next to this control, I'm going to add the button of speak with the ID of button. Now if I save, now we need to see this HTML file in action. For that, in Visual Studio Code we have a extension called Go Live. Once we click in the status bar, it will automatically run our project into the default browser. Here we can see the heading of text to speech by Sharat Chandar, and then heading of text to speech converter, and here we can see the text area, and this is the range value, and this is for the pitch value. And next to this we can see the button of speak as well as the empty select box. Now we need to design this. For that, I need to jump to the style.css. First we are going to add the styles to the body with the help of element selector name called body, and we'll set the font family to Arial, and then secondary font family as sans serif, and we'll set the background color of blue color, and we need to set this text to speech converter into the center of the body. For that, we'll use the display flags with justify content to be center, align items to be center, and we'll set the height of 100 vh, and we'll set the margin to be 0. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the background color and then content displays into the center of the screen. And next thing, we'll style this TTS container with the help of class. For the class, we need to use the dot as a selector with the value of that particular class. For this, I will set the background color of white, and will set the padding inner spacing to be 30 px, and will set the border radius to 10 px, and will set the box shadow to this with the position of 0, 2 px, 10 px, and RGBA color of red to 0, green to 0, blue to 0, and all four should be 0.1, and we'll set the width of 400 px, and we'll set the text align to be center of this container. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the box shadow and then container of white color. And next thing, we'll add the styles to this header with the help of element selector H1, and we'll set the font size to 24 px, and we'll set the margin bottom to 20 px. And next thing, we'll add the styles to this text area with the help of element selector name called text area. For this text area, we'll set the width of 95%, we'll set the height of 150 px, we'll set the padding inner spacing to be 10 px, we'll set font size to 16 px, we'll set border to 1 px solid with gray color, and we'll set the border radius to be 5 px, and we'll set margin bottom to 20 px, and here we are going to remove this resize option to this text area with the help of style resize none. If I save, if I go to the browser, if I refresh, here we can see the text area with height of 150, and here we can't able to resize this. The next thing, we'll add the styles to the control with the help of class selector dot. For this control, we'll set the margin bottom to 20 px, and then we'll add the styles to this select box with the help of select, as well as we need to add the styles to this input also. For this input, with the same selection of input, and then we can use the type of range, because we are going to add the styles to this select box as well as the input type contains range. For this, we'll add the margin bottom to 10 px, we'll set the border to 1 px solid with a gray color, and we'll set the border radius to 5 px, we'll set the width of 100% and then height of 40 px. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the select area, width of 100, and we can see the range value here. Next thing, we'll add the styles to this button with the help of ID. For setting the ID with the help of hash and then value of button. For this, we'll set the background color to blue color and we'll set the color of the text to be white and we'll set the padding inner spacing top and bottom to be 10 px, right and left to be 20 px, and we'll remove the border with the help of border none and we'll set the border radius to 5 px and we'll set the cursor to pointer. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the button with style of blue color as same as this range. So the next thing, whenever we over, we need to change the color with the help of button again and then property of over. For this, we'll set the background color of dark blue color comparing to the current color. If I save, if I go to the browser, if I over, we can see the differences. So the user come to know they are overing on top of the button. And next thing, we'll add these styles to this label with the help of label and we'll add the styles to this display to be inline block and we'll set the margin top to 5 px and we'll set the font weight to be bold. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the label styles with bold. Now once we click on speak, we need to identify these words and we need to generate the voice. So before that, we need to load the voice from the browser. For that, I need to jump to the script.js. First, we'll add the event listener of the DOM content loader with the help of document. Document is an owner of your web page. With the help of this, we can add whatever we want with DOM manipulation. First, I will add the DOM content loader of the document of the parent. Inside that, I'm going to add the declaration of the current project. With the help of const, we can use this const of since equal to windows dot speech synthesis. This is what the speech synthesis API from the browser. With the help of this, we are going to convert the text to speech. And then next declaration as const text input equal to document dot get element by ID. With the help of this ID, we can get this entire value of this particular element. And then next const as voice select equal to document dot get element by ID, same as this one as this select box. I can use this as this select box and then next element as rate equal to document dot get element by ID and I can copy this range of this rate. So instead of range, I will change this input to rate to identify because this is also range. This should be confused. So I will change to rate and here this ID also rate and then next declaration as speech and then next declaration as speech value and then rate value. For this here we have this rate value. I will use this as rate value and then next declaration as speech value and then last declaration as button. Now we'll check what this declaration contains. For that I will use console.log to check the button as well as sync. If I save, if I go to the browser, here in the console we can see the entire element of that particular button with the help of this button. That is how the DOM tree will work. And then next to this we can get the object of that speech synthesis. So here we have a option of pause, pending and speaking. With the help of this we can get the voice and it will going to binded here and once we hit speak we'll get the text as voice based on the speech synthesis. So I will remove this and then next thing I will add one more let of voices equal to empty array. With this array we are going to add all the voices from this speech. So for this I'm going to create one function of function keyword then the function name as populate voices. So inside this function I need to get all the voices with the help of this synth dot get voices. So now we'll check what this voices contains console.log of voices and then we need to call this function then only this should be fired for this populate voice and I can use this function bracket to initialize this function. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can get the empty array. Here in the sync, sometimes it will be undefined. So for that, we can add one if condition to check synth dot on voice change not equal to undefined. Then we'll check this synth dot on voice change equal to this populate voices. If I save, if I go to the browser, the first time of this populate voices, the array should be empty. And once we have checked this on voice change not equal to undefined, then again we are loading all the populated voices from this voice into this particular voice change. And then here we have get the 21 different voices. So here we have the default and then language and then name and then voice URI. So with the help of this object, we are going to append this select box. Now inside this populate voice, with the help of this array, we are going to build that select box. So before building this select box, first we'll clear all this inner HTML from this select box from the previous state, and then I will add the for each of this voice, and then we'll get that voice of object inside this for each. And inside this I'm going to create one const of option equal to document dot create element. This will help us to create the element as same as index.html. Once we add this, we can get all type of element what we are going to create. For this, we are going to add the option as a select. Inside the option, we are going to add the text content of voice name and then voice language. For that, I need to concatenate the value of voice dot name and function bracket. Inside this, I can set the voice dot language. And once we add this string concatenation, and we need to append this voice selector dot append child of that particular option. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the list of voices it built with the name as well as the languages. Now I need to set the default language with the help of voice dot default. Here we'll get this as a default content, and then option dot text content plus equal to, we'll set the concatenation of string with default, and we'll set the attribute to this option with the help of dot set attribute, and we'll set the data length of this voice dot language, and another attribute of option dot set attribute, and then data of name with the help of voice dot name. Why I have set this as a separate attribute instead of splitting into the value, I can get the attribute and I can make use of it. If I save, if I go to the browser, here we can see the default of Microsoft Aero with English, and I have set to default here. And if I go and insert this select box inside this option, we can see the two different attributes. One is data length and another one is data name. Now once we click on speak, we need to start speaking with the help of given text. And whenever we change this rate of value also should be changed, right? First we'll fix that with the help of rate dot add event listener of this input. With the help of function inside this, we'll add the rate value dot text content. This rate value is that label of this span tag, and then equal to rate dot value. This rate dot value from that particular range of this element. The same as I can copy this and I will paste it below. Instead of rate, I will set to pitch, and here instead of rate value, I change to pitch value, and this should be pitch dot value. If I save, if I go to the browser, now the rate is 1. If I change this, here you can see 1.1, 1.2, and it will increase 0.11, because here in the index.html we have set the step of 0.1. So for the pitch also same thing. If we increase, it will reduce till to 2. Why? Because 2, here we have set the min and max, min to be 0.5 and then max to be 2. Now once we click, we need to start getting the voice of given text. For that we need to add one more add event listener of button dot add event listener, and then click off function. Inside this function I will call this speak function. What is this speak function? This is not a predefined. We need to create this function with the help of function and then speak. So inside this function first we'll check if text input dot value not equal to null, then only we need to start the voice of speaking, right? Then once this is started, we need to change the button text to stop. If I save, if I go to the browser, if I hit on speak, it is not speaking. Why? Because the input area is empty. For that I will give my name. If I hit on speak, now we can see the stop button. Here we are checking the if condition. If not equal to, then we need to go to inside this and we need to change the button value here. And again once we hit on stop, again this should be changed to start. So and then I need to add the one more const of speak text equal to new speech synthesis tutorials. With the help of this we are going to pass the input text dot value, and then we need to get the selected voice. Based on the voice only we need to get the output of this text. For that again I will add one more const of selected voice equal to, we have this voice selector dot, we need to get the selected option. With the help of selected option of the array value of 0, and we'll get the get attribute because we have set this language into that attribute. So with the help of attribute we'll get the attribute of get hyphen name. We'll check what this contains with the help of console.log selected voice. If I save, if I go to the browser, here in console it is empty. If I hit on speak, it is nothing. If I add some text, if I hit on pick, here we are getting stop and we are getting the error of undefined. Why? Because this is not an option. Here we have a selected options. If I save, if I go to the browser, I have add the text and I will hit on speak, we'll get that default value from this selected one. So again instead of this I will select some of the Chinese. If I hit on stop again, here we'll get that. So now with the help of this voice we can convert this text to voice. For this with the help of this voice object of for each, inside this we'll get this voice, and if voice dot name triple equal to this selected voice, if this is present, then we can set the speak text dot voice equal to this particular voice. Here what we are doing for this speak object, first we have initialized this instance, and then for this instance we need to set the voice. For that, for setting the voice, first I am getting the selected voice. With the help of this selected voice, again I am assigning this voice from the object of get voice, and then I will set the speak text dot rate equal to rate dot value and speak text dot pitch equal to pitch dot value. And once everything is assigned, then we'll add the synth dot peak of that peak text. If I add, if I save, if I go to the browser, here I will add a text. If I hit on speak,
Welcome back to our channel.
here you can get that speak and still the button is not stop.
Welcome back
If I
to
hit
our
on stop,
channel. Welcome back to our channel.
in between this,
Welcome back to our channel.
so it is repeating whenever this is happen. Whenever we click stop, the voice should be stop, and once the voice is completed we need to change this stop to start again. For that we have a function on that speak text dot on end. Once this is end, we can set the function to this. Inside this we'll set the button dot inner html equal to speak again, and we have the another function also speak text dot on error. So if we have any errors it will be catch here and we can check why the error is happened. If I save, if I go to the browser, again I will use that same text. If I hit on speak,
Welcome
if
back
I
to
hit on
our
stop,
channel. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to our channel.
So whenever I hit again, it is running on the loop. For that, when it is stop, once you click on stop, it will be stop. For that, we can check if synth dot peaking. In the beginning, we have checked some functionality of the boolean flag. If it is speaking, then we'll check. If it is speaking, then we'll stop it with the help of synth dot cancel. Once we cancel, again we need to set the button dot inner HTML equal to peak, and then we need to return this from here. I have returned, it will return from this current if, else it will again run this if condition in the loop. Again we can get that voice. So now if I save, if I go to the browser, here we have this text editor. I will give the text. If I hit on speak,
Welcome back to our channel. Please subscribe.
and again I can hit and speak, and I can stop in between.
Welcome back to
Once I hit stop, it will be stop the voice on the background.
Welcome back.
And then I can change the rate as well as the pitch,
Welcome back to our channel. Please subscribe.
and I can reduce to,
Welcome back to our channel. Please subscribe.
and then I can change the voice also from based on the country.
Welcome back to our channel. Please subscribe.
And for this voice also I can change the rate as well as the pitch.
Welcome back to our channel. Please subscribe.
And that's it. We have successfully built a text to speech app using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It's a great way to add voice capabilities to your web projects. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel Sharat Chandar K to watch more web development content. If you are interested in JavaScript projects like this, I have created and added a playlist 52 weeks of 52 projects in JavaScript. Link in the description. Please do check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep coding and keep learning. See you in the next video. Happy coding. Bye for now. Have a nice day.